Hi guys, so another brew day for you. What am I making today? I'm making my very first Brut IPA. Style that's become, I guess, a little bit popular recently. You see them time to time. Kind of made famous by a West Coast brewery. I think it was called Social Kitchen, something like that. It was a guy that came up with the idea of this kind of champagne style beer. In terms of the style, it's supposed to be very, very dry, very well carbonated, and tends to have low bitterness, low colour, lots of hops at the back end, aroma, whirlpool, dry hop, that kind of thing. So you get lots of New World aroma, tropical kind of flavours you typically would get with those sorts of hops, but low bitterness, and it's just a very, very dry beer. If you've ever had one, it's weird. You kind of get the flavour profile, the malt, and then as soon as you swallowed, it kind of just goes boom and drops off, and you kind of then just left with the hop flavour. So it's a really interesting style. I thought about brewing one for a while. I've been wanting to brew one for a while. I picked up some glucoamylase, which is the enzyme that you can add that breaks down the dextrins in the beer so that they become fermentable, which typically might not be fermentable. So I'm expecting this beer to finish at 1.001 or 1.00 flat. So that'll give you an idea of just how dry this beer is going to be. So I'll talk you through the recipe in a second. I've already started on the mash. Brought up the water up to temp. We're mashing at supposedly 62 degrees. So the long and the short is that you want to mash very low temp wise, obviously just to help the fermentability. You don't want big body, right? So you got to mash low. So I'm mashing kind of really below even the range that they recommend. The main reason for that is because you're adding the glucoamylase, which if you're not too careful you can denature. So it really has to be in the low 140 Fahrenheit range. I shall talk you through the recipe. So the recipe for Brut IPA is 2 kilos of Pilsner malt, 1.5 kilos of Golden Promise, half kilo of Munich malt. I'm making a 21.5 litre batch. I'm doing a 45-minute boil, just given as you're not adding many or any hot side hops. I am adding a whirlpool, so I'm going to be doing a whirlpool at 75 degrees for 20 minutes. So that's going to be 40 grams of cashmere, 40 grams of mosaic, and then going to dry hop with 150 grams of cashmere and mosaic, split down the middle, so 75 each. I am fermenting this with Cross My Leaf US Pale Ale yeast, so you just want a nice clean fermenting yeast for this type of beer, and I've made a few water adjustments. So that is the recipe. It's going to be coming in at an OG of 1039, but remember that that's going to be fermenting right out to 10001 or around that mark, depending on whether this amylase enzyme does its job. IBUs are only 9, so not very bitter at all, and the EBC is 6.6. So I am expecting this to finish at about 4.7%, something like 4.8%. I think that's all of the details you would probably want. What am I going to call this beer? I don't know yet. I'll let you know at the end of the video. So that's it. I'll update you when I add the glucoamylase to the mash. See you in a bit. Right guys, so this is the glucoamylase. This is the enzyme that you can use in Brut. It says for the product of Brut IPAs or saisons, enzymatically breaks up dextrins so beer will ferment out fully. I only have to use that much, which is half a mil. Hopefully that's focused for you. Yeah, it's effectively half a mil. So I'm going to put that into the mash now. I've got 30 so minutes to go in the mash. I've checked the pH. That's an acceptable range, so we'll just chuck this in and so importantly, guys and ladies, you're going to want to know what I'm drinking right now, which is my peanut butter chocolate milk stout. It's loosely based, I believe, on the Buxton and Omnipollo Yellow Belly recipe. That's kind of what they're trying to clone. That being said, mine came out at a much more sessionable strength, not the 10.5–11% that Yellow Belly is. This actually came out at 5.6%. I also added a shit ton more cacao nibs to it than the recipe recommended, really just to blow the chocolate through the roof. Okay, so mash is done. I think I only mashed for 45–50 minutes, which I think will be enough with that enzyme added. And I'm going to do a mash out, so I'm going to raise the temp to 75 degrees, pull the bag, get it drained, and get onto a boil. Again, I think I'm only doing a full 45-minute boil on this, which I think I said earlier, so hopefully try and keep the brew dough fairly short. Okay guys, so just checking the post-mash gravity. It's coming in at 1030, but that was taken before I squeezed the bag, drained and squeezed the bag, so I will check it again in a second. Okay guys, so I just rechecked after I pulled the bag and squeezed it, and we've hit 1032, 1033, so that's exactly where I needed to be, which is great, so nailing that. $40 grams of mosaic. And 40 grams of cashmere. Right guys, so we are most of the way through the boil now. I have put the, I'll go show you, I've put the chiller in, yeah, boiling away nicely. So I've got 5 minutes left of the boil. Just recirculating the pump as well, just to sanitize that. And I'll be whacking in, I think it's 100 grams, 100 gram Whirlpool. So I decided to add 20 grams Citra as well. Why not? Every beer deserves a little Citra love. Just cooling her down now. Can't say I've ever had this weird. I think this might be like cold break. Can't say I've ever had this appear before, which is pretty weird. Anyone else ever had this? Yeah, if you have, comment below. Let me know what it is. Whirlpool's done. We're just cooling her down now. Chiller's in, doing its job. We're down to 54 degrees, so it's just a little wait to get this down to pitching temp. Then I'm going to pitch the dry yeast. I'm just going to sprinkle on top, I think. I'm feeling lazy, so check the original gravity whilst it was doing the Whirlpool. It came out 1036, I was shooting for 1039, so I've missed a couple of points despite hitting pre-boil gravity. Although I do seem to have more volume than I expected after the boil. So possibly just not a vigorous enough boil. So I will check it again as it goes into the fermenter. I shall follow up with a separate video on the tasting, see how it actually ferments out, see if this enzyme stuff worked. I'm hoping it will. I was really surprised at how little you needed, given I've got like a whole vial of it. I've probably got, I don't know how much, like enough to do 20 Brut IPAs. I don't know how long it lasts, so if you guys know how long it lasts, just drop a comment below and let me know. May end up having to use more if it's a little bit old, I don't know, or whether it just will go off at some stage. So still enjoying my some more of the old peanut butter milk stout, so this is good. Drop me a comment below if you would like a bottle, and private message me your address, and I'll send you out one. Cheers. Right, in she goes.